What is up, everybody? It's the Reformation Keegan, and I'm here to do another mental health analysis video. So this might be the last video on Edward Said's Out of Place, but there is still one more theme that I think I need to uncover. And in the meantime, I'm going to try and keep this video relatively short and concise, but I also want to get out some stuff that I really need to say. So Out of Place, for those who don't know, is Edward Said's memoir. It's his autobiography about his life, which he wrote because he had been diagnosed with leukemia and he wanted to leave behind a story of the life that he lived, which is a very, very eventful life. Even if you don't know anything about Edward Said or anything about politics or anything even about English literature, I still recommend this read because it delves into the life of a very fascinating individual. So there's a quote that I want to discuss here, and it pertains to sleep, and I want to connect sleep with mental health. So this is what he says, and this is on the final page of the book, which is 295. He says, "For me, sleep is death, as is any diminishment in awareness." And then he says, "Sleeplessness for me is a cherished state to be desired at almost any cost. There is nothing for me as invigorating as immediately shedding the shadowy half-consciousness of a night's loss than the early morning reacquainting myself with or resuming what I might have lost completely a few hours earlier." So sleeplessness or insomnia is something that I think a lot of people go through. They go through it for many reasons. One, stress. Two, overexcitement. Three, because of their phones nowadays. Four, television. So there's a lot of different factors that go into sleeplessness. Or even five, people just can't sleep. It happens. So as an academic, I've kind of noticed that sleeplessness is a common theme, and it's a common theme because we're always looking towards the next day. So we treat each day like business. So it's like, okay, what did we get done today and what needs to be done tomorrow? So we do what we do today, and then we go, okay, that's done today. We got to get this done tomorrow. And then we immediately go into tomorrow. And I think that's a lot of what Said's discussing here. And I also think there is a sense of completion when you don't sleep. So I've noticed a lot of people find sleep to be a waste of time. And sleep is obviously very healthy for the human anatomy, but a lot of people find sleeplessness to be a benefit because they can get more done when everyone else is sleeping. This is very common even too in people that are fitness enthusiasts. A lot of people like to get up in the morning and work out before anyone else is awake because it gives them that sense of completion in the morning. And I'm one of these people. I love working out in the morning because I feel like I've already accomplished something from the get-go. The difference here is that I sleep before that, whereas a lot of other people don't. Some people will pull up proverbial all-nighters and go and work out or go and do what they have to do the next day. And to call sleeplessness a cherished state is ambiguous, but I think for Said, it allowed him to conduct much more research than he probably wanted to, and probably allowed him to think more critically, which is, again, a paradox, because I think a lot of people during the middle of the night, they actually do think more critically. So for instance, I notice a lot of people when they're doom scrolling, they will start researching something else, and it's something that is interesting to them. And for some reason, they get more passionate about it. And I think that's what Said probably went through when he was younger, except he didn't have his phone to do that. He did this through books and writing, which is the way that I'm trying to do it. So it's a really intriguing phenomenon. And a lot of people sleep more when they suffer from mental health, but there are other people, if they deal with something like bipolar disorder, for instance, they can stay up almost the entire night, if not the entire night, and still be 100% functional in what they're doing. And sometimes I go through that, where I can be up most of the night and I'm reading or I'm writing, and I can get all of the stuff done that I need to get done and do it at a pretty decent rate. So that's what I think Said is ultimately discussing with sleeplessness, is it's this phenomenon that can either make you more passionate for something or something that can put you in this vulnerable state where you're wasting your own time, which I think is very intriguing. Let me know what you guys think. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I missed. Well, also, too, to call sleep death is something interesting, too, because I think when you're sleeping, your body's actually recovering. So to call sleep death here is something that I think could be explored a bit more and could be elaborated on, because one of the things that Said does is he speaks very intricately, writes very intricately, and I think sometimes to the reader, they need to do the unpacking because Said's not going to do the unpacking for them. And to call just blankly call sleep death is something that I think he wanted the audience and the reader to unpack. And I think what he meant was that when you're sleeping, your consciousness and yourself are dying because you're staying inactive. And I think for Said, you needed to have constant activity. And I think that's what he meant by this. But that also goes with mental health too, because a lot of people will sleep because it numbs the pain that they're in, like when they wake up and have a pit in their stomach in the morning, or they wake up and don't want to do what they have to do throughout the day, so they just take their time and would rather sleep off the effects. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. And I think right now I'm going to end this video. I don't want it to go too long, but don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours so that I can put out more and better content for you going forward. I appreciate you viewing this. Let me know if there's any quotes or any potential stories you want me to tackle and try to unpack. Let me know. And most of all, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you and have a great day.